Hungarian wine has a history dating back to at least Roman times. Outside of Hungary, the best-known wines are the white dessert wine Tokaji and the red wine bull's blood of Eger. Etymology: only 3 European languages have words for wine that are not derived from Latin, Greek, Turkish and Hungarian. Records carved in a runic alphabet used by ancient Hungarians have words for wine derived from Turkish. There are 200 Hungarian words that are of Bulgaro-Turkish origin, which suggests that the Magyars had contact with the first winemakers in the South Caucasus. Examples include these: Zolo, grape, or wine; Azok, cask; Aldoma's blessing, libation. History: the Romans brought vines to Pannonia, and by the 5th century AD, there are records of extensive vineyards in Hungary. Following the Magyar invasion of 896, Arpad rewarded his followers with vineyards in Tokaji. Over the following centuries, new grape varieties were brought in from Italy and France. Most of the production was of white wine. During the invasion of Suleiman the Magnificent in the early 16th century, displaced Serbs brought the red Kardaka grape to Eger. This ancient variety was used to make the robust red wine blend later known as bull's blood, after the supposed secret ingredient in the wine that fortified the defenders of Eger in 1552. It was also during the Turkish occupation that the Tokaji region became known for dessert wines harvested late to encourage noble rot. Tokaji Azu was mentioned in a document of 1571, and it was famously christened by Louis XIV of France, Vinum Regum, Rex Vinorum, wine of kings, king of wines. After the Ottoman Empire ceded Hungary to the Austrians in 1699, the Germanic influence was felt with the introduction of grape varieties such as Blaua Portuguesa. That influence also showed in the start in 1730 of the world's first vineyard classification in Tokaji based on soil, aspect and propensity to noble rot. From 1882, the phylloxera epidemic hit Hungary hard, with the traditional field blends of Eger and the many grapes of Tokaji being replaced with monocultures, often of Blaua Frankish and the Bordeaux varieties in red wine districts, and of Ferment Muscat and Hass-Levelou in Tokaji. The 20th century saw the introduction of modern grapes such as Zweigel, which were easier to grow and to vinify than Kardaka, and under communism quality was neglected in favor of overcropping, pasteurization, and industrial production. Since 1989, there has been renewed interest in the traditional varieties and a lot of new investment, particularly in Tokaji Hegyalja, wine regions and styles. The official list of wine regions is defined by a ministerial decree. The current list includes 22 wine regions, which are usually grouped into 5 to 7 larger regions. Balaton, with sub-regions Badacsony, volcanic soils, full-bodied whites with considerable acidity. One of the few sources of Kenyelu grapes, Balaton Bogla, full-bodied whites and reds with moderate acidity. Balaton Felvidake, volcanic soils, full-bodied whites with considerable acidity. Balaton Fjordsi Sopak, Terra Rossa soils, full-bodied whites with considerable acidity. Nagy Somlo, volcanic soil, full-bodied whites with high acidity. Main varieties are Olas Riesling, Hass-Levelou and Ferment. Zala, mainly white wines. The main variety of the region is Olas Riesling. Duna, with subregion Siesengrad, Avhosbaha, Kunsag, mainly fresh and light wines from lots of varieties. Eger, with subregions but mainly white wines. Eger, fresh whites from Lenica and Kirili Lenica, full-bodied whites mainly from Olas Riesling Chardonnay, home of the Eger Bicave, an elegant red blend mainly based on Keck Frankos. Good Pinot Noirs, Matra, elegant and full-bodied whites, grown on volcanic soil. Main varieties are Muller Thurgau, Olas Riesling and Chardonnay. Essac Dunantel, with subregions Nes semi-acute Ly, fresh and aromatic whites. Etiac Buda, fresh white wines, with considerable acidity. More volcanic soil, full-bodied whites. Main variety, Eger, Pannonhalma, full-bodied whites. Sopran, elegant reds. Pannon, with subregions Pe acute Cs, mainly whites. Traditional variety, Surfandlai, Schickzard, full-bodied reds, with a bit of spice. Famous wine, Schickzard Ibicave. Main varieties, Cardaca, Keck Francost, Cabernet Franc, Merlot, Tolna, Villani, robust, full-bodied, spicy reds. Main varieties, Blau Portuguesa, Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc, Merlot and occasionally Pinot Noir. Sopran, with subregion Sopran. Tokaji, Hungary's most famous wine region, lies in the foothills of the Zemplen Mountains at the far north of the country. In fact, the traditional area crosses into the southeast corner of modern Slovakia. The area is notable for its long warm autumns and mists that come in from the river Bodrog, creating perfect conditions for noble rot. This can contribute towards creating the botrytized grapes for which the region is famous. These are individually picked as late as mid-November in 2 buckets and crushed to a paste. Varying amounts of this azu paste are then added to non-azu muster wine made from a mix of ferment, Haas-Levallois Muscat Blanc petit grains, Coversolo Azedia Cutia grapes, and left to ferment. The resulting wine is then aged in relatively small barrels in a labyrinth of cellars in the soft volcanic tuff, on whose walls thick blankets of fungus regulate the humidity. Given that azu conditions only happen in perhaps 3 vintages per decade, a lot of dry ferment is also produced. Other grapes grown in the area include Haas-Levallois, Muscat Blanc, Coversolo and Zedia Cutia. For centuries the main product of the area was the sweet wine, mainly the botrytized selections. The dry ferment got into the attention of wine connoisseurs and experts of the world when the Uragu 2000 single vineyard selection had been introduced by Istvan Sipsi. The wine expressed great minerality, complexity and structure, which has been experienced only in the finest white wines of historic regions like Burgundy or the Moselle before. The aging potential was also promising. In 2003 more producers of Mad Village produced single vineyard selected dry ferment wines with great success. Mad Village, with its almost 1,200 hectares, had the opportunity to produce high-quality dry ferment wine in significant quantity as a commune-level wine, which can express the unique volcanic terroir of the region. This wine is named after its appellation Mad and produced by Istvan Sipsi Jr. in the Szent Tamás winery. Hungarian grape varieties. Several varieties of grape are known to have originated in Hungary. These are Eger, Haas-Levallois, Ursi Oliver, C. Sershiji Fuchs, Kirili Lanica. Other varieties of grape that may have originated in Hungary include Ferment, Jufak, Kenyelu,